sharing experiences in order to reduce the 50 million and above food insecure in the region. So I think going forward,
The World Food Programme Namibia is hosting a regional country directors leadership meeting from 26 to 29th October 2021 at the Kalahari Anib Lodge in Hardap Region. The event is attended by the World Food Programme Assistant Executive Directors and Directors, country directors from the Southern African region, as well as senior officials and subject matter experts. The purpose of the gathering is to facilitate knowledge exchange. Various sessions are conducted to address a range of topics, including food systems, digitalization, e-commerce, data analysis and evidence building, UN reform, emergency response, resource mobilization, and strategic partnership and government engagement. The Ministry of Information and Communication Technology in Hardap Region spoke to the executive and the governor of Hardap Region to give you a background of this very important undertaking.
As we move in the directions that we've already started working on, which is to provide food, and we start thinking about different food systems, whatever it is that can fit the nation. So their presence absolutely is welcome at this point in time for us as Hardap Region, but for Namibia, because this is also putting us on the international map as people who think about self-sufficiency and self-reliance in terms of food security.
One of our colleagues who is the chief economist of the World Food Programme and who deals with all the analysis and research is also Dr. Arif is here. So he will give us few points on the strategy of the World Food Programme here in the region as well as in Namibia.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy to be in Namibia and especially being in this beautiful place. As you know, as World Food Programme, our job is to help governments make sure that they are able to reach in a more efficient way people suffering from food insecurity. Any given year, we assist more than 115 million people in different parts of the world. And unfortunately, right now, because of things like conflict, because of things like climate crises, because of COVID, these numbers of people who are in need of assistance is growing up. So we essentially need to do two things. One is to save lives, people experiencing famines, people experiencing emergencies, whether they are because of conflict or because of climate, to provide them the food and the money that they urgently need. And then the second thing we need to do is to bring needs down. People should be able to live their own lives. People should be able to earn for themselves. And how can we do that better? And the only real way to do that well is if we work with the governments, if we work with the private sector, if we work with the communities. So we help design food security systems which allow people to meet their needs every day for themselves, but also for their future generations. In terms of being here in Southern Africa, but particularly in Namibia, is incredible. Why is that? Because in this place, you have the resources. You have the land, you have the water, you have a committed government. And what that does is, and you have a thriving private sector. And this is why we have come here in search of hope. And Namibia is a place which provides that hope, not just for Namibia, but for the entire Southern Africa. And we just want to be part of this successful journey to learn from Namibia, as well as bring our experiences to Namibia, and then take this to the rest of the world. In Southern Africa as WFP, my friend Mangastab Haile is the regional director for 12 countries. Okay. And the country directors, who are kind of like the managers in the country, are all here as well. So when we sit down and we discuss what is the situation in the world, what needs to happen, what are the resources needed to make it happen, these are the people who do it. So the essence of this meeting is to get everybody on the same page, and then so that they can go and implement throughout the region in 12 countries what we have discussed today. So for us, it's a very big deal to do these meetings at least once a year so we can be collectively in the same space.
For the World Food Program in Namibia, the government and other stakeholders have asked WFP to do more in terms of addressing food insecurity, especially in the regions. So the relevance of this meeting is to bring these new solutions, transforming the society in Namibia. Support to smallholder farmers has become our priority, where we actually support smallholder farmers to not just grow food, but also to go into proper processing, trading, marketing, and also access to financial services. But this is mostly also giving focus to the youth and women, how the issue of unemployment can be tackled through proper smart solutions for agriculture. But even while doing that, bringing in the youth to do digital transformation is an attractive angle to bring in more the youth into the agricultural sector. So that's the relevance that WFP is trying to see, bring in, like the Deputy Prime Minister says, think smart, think big, and think futuristic. Yeah.
Just sum up the role of WFP in Namibia specifically, and I know you have been in this region before last year.
Yeah.
Conclude and say the role of WFP has been beneficial to Namibia so far, and is this going to add value to them?
Yeah, so the role of WFP is basically to support a government priority, especially SDG 2, the fight to address zero hunger. So far, WFP has really supported the government in enacting good policies on food and nutrition security, in introduction and running of the school feeding program, in addressing malnutrition by supporting health centers to support pregnant and lactating mothers and children under 2, as well as supporting smallholder farmers to enact good practices and policies. So now we are transitioning to actually going on the ground, bring in private sector, which we realize is a very important stakeholder. So the role of WFP will now increasingly be an interlocutor with the private sector to bring in that business model of agriculture to farmers, and also to change the way farming is done. We are not experts, but Namibia needs innovative solutions like moving away from extensive agriculture to intensive agriculture. So that is the biggest role that WFP is bringing, but ensuring that women and youth are also given a lot of opportunity to address issues around unemployment. The biggest role also is the partnership, partnering with the universities. Now we have just signed MOUs with the NAST University and UNAM to bring the academia into this ground, because that's where you also get good research and evidence. So it's a growing and evolving role in Namibia.
I would like to commend the leadership of the WFP Namibia for your tireless support to the government agenda and for making efforts to address food and nutrition security through a number of pillars, such as the rural economic transformation, contribution to human capital development, rural infrastructure development, digital transformation, as well as support to the recently concluded Food System Summit, whose recommendation aim to transform the Namibian agricultural sector. In the same vein, my profound appreciation also goes to the regional director, Dr. Haile, and his team in the regional bureau for bringing this important meeting to Namibia. It's my sincere hope that the outcome and the recommendation of this meeting will greatly contribute and improve the UN support to government initiatives and efforts towards the adaptation of the food system approach that support food insecurity, nutrition insecurity. Ladies and gentlemen, as many of you might have noticed, on your arrival and your way to Marietta, Namibia is an arid and dry country with very harsh terrain and climate to support agriculture, a sector that is one of the mainstays of our economy, as many Namibians depend on this sector for their livelihood. I therefore would like to implore you to come up with transformative and innovative approaches and new pathways that support food and nutrition security given the harsh climate condition and natural environment we find ourselves in. Having said that, I would like to warmly welcome you to Namibia once again and wishing you a fruitful deliberation